Hey there, how there, ho there, it's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to yet another Stone Cold Hockey thing about the 2005-2006 season and going through Buffalo. Trying to get those sad sack Buffalo Sabres or Stanley Cup. We are second in the Northeast at 6-3 with Montreal 7-1-2 leading it. It is the top 8 teams in each conference. And Buffalo is up there. Detroit is a surprising 10-1. Edmonton's only lost twice. Dallas has only lost twice. Right now, the poor SatSac teams are the Islanders with 6 points and Columbus with 6 points. My beloved Toronto Maple Leafs are 3, and 4. Buffalo is only one of 3 Eastern teams alongside Carolina and Atlanta not to have a overtime loss, or should have lost for that matter. The goal scoring: Thomas Holmstrom, Simon Gagne, Jonathan Chichi-Train, and Alex Ovechkin, the rookie Alex Ovechkin. This was his rookie campaign. It would have been 04-05, but that stupid strike just had to happen. As for us, nobody's really scoring a lot of goals. Points-wise, Pavel Datsyuk with 19 points, Brad Boyce with 17, Marian Hossa with 16 for Atlanta. Well, Atlanta right now is 7-3 and making the playoffs. The Southeast is huge. Carolina, Florida, Tampa, and Atlanta all have 7 wins. Nobody in the Atlantic has 7 wins. Only one team is set for the playoffs, the Rangers. And only 3 teams in the West have 7 wins. That'd be Detroit, Edmonton, and Dallas. Goaltending: Buron 5-0 with a 5.159 goals against. Only Legacy with 9, who's 9-0, is better. Thomas Vokoun third at 1-2-1, 177. So as the seedings are right now, we would be 7th and we'll play Montreal. Great battle. We've scored 29 goals, given up 21. We've played 9 games, so we haven't. Only one team has played fewer than us, and that's Ottawa. Highlights wise, we've seen 10 hat tricks, the highest rated games: New Jersey, Philly on October 7th when the Devils were up 4-0 and blew it. Yeah, blew it. Washington, Tampa, October 28th when it was a dogfight, which Tampa won in overtime. Detroit, St. Louis, October 6th when St. Louis was up 4-1 and gave up 4 straight goals. And Toronto, Boston, October 27th when Toronto was up 4-1, tied only scoring, but Boston, the big comeback, kind of akin to 2013. So we are playing 3 games. We are in Jersey, and Marty Biron might as well put him in the net. You'll face Marty Brodeur for the Devils. Scott Clemens in the backup. Remember that name, Leaf fans. Buffalo has many great players. Chris Drury, who's now a pathetic GM for the New York Rangers, and everyone hates his moves. Or lack of moves. Alex Connolly, Danny Briere, who was a good player too before he moved on to the Coyotes. No, not the Coyotes. Where? Yeah, did he go to the Coyotes? At first, yeah. Or the Flyers. Yeah, there was the Flyers. Tommy Vanek from Austria. Maxim Vinoganov for all the highlight reel. J.P. Dumont. Derek Roy. Catch it up. That's right. Former Kitchener Ranger. And part of the 2003 Memorial Cup champs. You'll get hacked. Another Deutsch. Jason Pominville. Tim Connolly. Brian Campbell, the bruising defenseman. Paul Gallstad. Mike Greer, great guy. Henrik Tallender, Taylor Hyatt, Jay McKee, Roy Fitzpatrick, Keppel Newman, the former Jet / Coyote icon, Dimitri Kalinin, Adam Mayer, Yuri Novotny, Tony Lidman, Danny Payet, and Nathan Page. The Devil Dogs with Brian Gianta, Scotty Gomez, Ranger fans hate getting that guy. Jamie Langenberger, former Dallas icon, Patrick Ilias, great player, John Madden, not the video game guy, Sergey Brilin, Zach Parise, son of JP. I think this was his rookie year himself. Alex Mogilny, inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame, finally. Victor Kozlov, former Sabre too. Jay Pandolfo, Grant Marshall, Brian Foskey, Paul Martin, not the Canadian Prime Minister. Eric Rasmussen, Vladdy Malakov, Colin White, Sean Brown, Richard Mavchuk, another former Devil icon. Dallas icon. Thomas Pillman, Barry Talixon, Dan McGillis, Tommy Aveline, still around, wow, and David Hale. All right, here we go. 2 minutes into the game. Corrections. What's that? That off. Shot, no. Scotty Gomez from the ball. 4 minutes later. Shot no. 4 minutes later. Shots yours. Chris Drury, his fifth from Connolly and Hecht. Drury, not Drury. Much later. A fight between Adam Mayer and Grant Marshall. Two guys we don't give a flying fuck. I don't think anyone's losing any sleep. Am I? 5 minutes later? Chance? Skills! Catcher! Derek Roy, his third from a Finnegan off, makes it 2-1. 2 minutes later. Shot no. Devils tried. 5 minutes later. Them. But Buffalo gets penalized. McKee. We killed the zone, baby. Another 3 minutes later? No. We're up 2-1, headed to the third period. Hopefully we win. 4 minutes later. That's yours. Danny Briere. Danny Briere. Danny Briere. Be there. His fourth from Teppel. 3 minutes later. They score. Ilya. 5 minutes later. No. 4 minutes later. No. Greenland ties it up. Oh, Massachusetts. And we are going to overtime. 3-3. Here's for us. Here's for us. Oh, the chance for the Devils. No. Oops. Guess what? We go to the shootout. Serve of a Parise. Hat. No. Nice. Good. Bring it up. Yours. Gomez misses. Now it's panic. Does he give it? No. Drat. Literally, no. Dumont. No. Langerbrunner. No. Kulik. No. Brianta. No. Briere. No. Yes. Ward. Yeah. There's Roy Tyson. Yours. Save. Congo. No. No. Us. No. Marshall. Let's stay. No. Yes. No. Really? Oh, and the Devils win in the shootout 15 rounds. Holy shit. 15 different shooters. And we lose by a score of 15 of 5-4 in the shootout, but we lose 4-3 overall. So, because we lost in the shootout, Buffalo, we must be penalized. The next 2 Buffalo games will be simulated, no matter if we win the first one. Because we lost in the fucking shootout. So that means our game against the Islanders must be simulated, which we lose 5-2. Miller losing to Garth Snow, fucker. Our Tallender and Drury scored for us. That's good. We'll just play the day. We shit the bed against the worst team in the NHL. In the conference. Sunday, we don't play. Halloween, we don't play. And then, when's our next game? I don't know when our next game is. Yeah, Ottawa. We lose in another freaking shootout. Alfredson the hero. Hasek beats Ryan Miller. Forward Buffalo goalie Donald Hasek screws us over. So, because we lost in a shootout, even in a simulation, we're going to skip the next 2 games. Because we lost in the skills competition. So the next game for us is against Montreal. We lose 6-3. Miller losing to Jose Theodore. Greer, Dumont, and Dumont for us scoring goals Friday night. And then the next game is in Montreal. So the home and home, we go to Montreal. Remember, we lost in the shootout, so that means we have to play 2. And we lose in overtime. Kostichin, the two-way beats Miller. But Connolly and Kolik scored. But because we lost in overtime, just plain overtime, the next game. Oh yeah, we have to submit the next game because we lost. That's right. That's right. Because we lost, we have to keep going. We have to keep going. Fuck. That's right. I forgot. We have to keep fighting. We held Carolina and we beat them 4-1. They were 12-1. 4-1 Ryan Miller hero. Greer, Connolly, Kolik, and Drury. The empty net. Carolina only scored once. Haha. We gave them their second loss. Detroit 16-1. Like fuck. How are they 16-1? So our next game is I don't know. Ottawa's looking pretty good in our division. Yeah, Ottawa's looking pretty good. So we host Toronto on a Friday night. Of course, Toronto usually chokes in our arena. So we play Toronto and Marty Biron in the net against Ed Belfour, Eddie the Eagle for Toronto. This would be his last. Is this his last year with the Leafs, or played one more year? I think went to Dallas after this. Miguel Telquist and J.S. O'Ban are your backups. Yeah, Belfour left for Florida. And he left because Toronto mortgaged Tuukka Rask for Andrew Raycroft. So they have Matt Sundin, the legendary Toronto Maple Leaf, who nope, the next season is when he scored his 500th goal on a hat trick. Anyway, Matt Sundin, great move, like Clark for Sundin, and actually worked in Toronto's favor. Darcy Tucker, the pride of everyone's autograph collection except for Bill Lang. Don't worry, he doesn't watch my stuff. Alex Ponkarowski, Pony Boy, as I call him. Brian McCabe, great defenseman, and all that. Jeff O'Neill, former Carolina icon. O-Dog for TSM. Alex Steen, the son of Thomas. Jason Allison, who was past his prime, I guess. Chad Kilger, Matt Stajan. Nick Anderpoff, I have his card too. Kyle Willett, Eric Lindros to Toronto 15 years too late. Thomas Kaberle, great defenseman. Alex Havanoff, who died in the locomotive crash. Ty Domi, Mary Shirkowski, the Polish prince. Really? Yeah. Ken Klee, John Pohl, Carlo Koliakovo, Clark Wilm, Ian White, Aki Berg, Wade Belak, and Jay Harrison. Here we go. 5 minutes into the game. Let's go! Tiny Tim Connolly, his 5th from Kotelik. 4 minutes later. Defense got reduced, but they got penalized. Lindros, ha. Papa Carabazzo. Kotelik. The step from Linden. 2 minutes later. No. 4 minutes later. Kotelik to the end. Second of the night. There you go. Pretty good. 3-0. Kotelik. 2 goals and an assist. He's a point scoring machine. Chris Drury has 8 Drury has 8 talent and makes 4 We're chasing Belfour. Here we are now. They're putting O'Ban in. Dumont, Keppel, and Shannon. J.S. O'Ban is coming in. Maybe your common bill from Royal coming in. Oh, just sucks this year. You know, Junior, they have a chance. Steve, no. They were trying to break their shutout. Pack scores from Drew out of England on 7-0. Well, this game is pretty much over. Let's kill the clock. They have a chance. Phew. Much better. Patrick. We killed the zone. Much better. They have a chance to kill her? No. Yes. And somehow we whiff 7-0 over T-Dot. Connolly, Drury, Dumont, Palmville. Heck. Did anyone get double 2 assists. Nobody did. That's weird. So yeah, we win 7-0. Haha. I think we have to go back to Toronto, right? Nope. We play in Ottawa, Condom Town. The reason why I say Condom Town is because Ottawa's logo looked like the Trojan Man. We're in Ottawa 11-2-1, and we don't face our former star goalie Hasek. It will be Ryan Miller versus Ray Emery. You know, Buffalo and Ottawa had was it? I think it was the next season, 06-07, when they had those 400 penalty minutes. Anyway, Ottawa's got Danny Heatley picked up from Atlanta, although controversially because he was the guy who kind of had that car crash that killed Dan Snyder. Danny Alfredson, the legendary Ottawa Senator, number 11 in the Raptors. Mike Fisher, who ended up marrying Carrie Underwood. Anton Fournette, Peter Schaefer, Patrick Eves, Jason Spezza, who was a star in the OHL and now came to Ottawa. Brian Smolinski, Zdeno Chara, the 6'9" star. Yeah, he was an Ottawa Center before Bruin. Chris Neal, another goon. Wade Redden, who was doing so well that the Rangers spent all the freaking money in the world on him and then sent him to the AHL 3 years later. Andre Bassaros. Chris Kelly. Marty Havlat. Good old Havlat, number 9. Brandon Bochenski. Brian Potier. Flaclack Ferrata, former Sabre. Anton Volchenkov. Chris Schubert. Not the composer, Brian McGrattan, Chris Phillips, another decent player, 1,000 games in the Senators organization. Steve Martin, Danny Hamel. Here we go. 2 minutes into the game. Nope. And for Ottawa, no. 5 minutes later. Let's go, or he was 13 from Alfredson. Yeah, the goal horn and the stuff is actually Ottawa's goal horn and all that. I remember that. 2 minutes later, Vermette gets whacked. Whack. But he scores from Chara and Alfredson. We are in deep trouble. We won 7-0. Now we're losing 2-0. 3 minutes later. You got to remember, we took down Carolina. That had a good season so far. Split? No. 5 minutes later. Action. And for us, good league. No. And Chris Kelly scores. They had 52 wins too. 2 minutes later. Aggression? They get penalized. McGrattan. You have a chance? Tempo? No. Aye. 1 minute later. 3-0. These guys are good. Scary good. As Shutteret would say. Oh, he scored! Maxima faded enough. Roll the highlight reel from Taylor Pyatt, 3-1. 5 minutes later. Ready to kill the clock on us. 4 more minutes. Alfredson bobbles. Breer? No. Empty net time. And Chara scores on the empty net for 1. Well, Ottawa is just as good as I thought they were. They are who I thought they were, and we let them off the hook. Detroit loses to Vancouver. They're now 17-2. Holy smokes. 17-2. Really? Yep. New Jersey. We crushed New Jersey 6-2 as Brodeur gets beaten by Biron. Hacked Fanek, Beer Fanek. So Thomas Fanek not only scores his first 3 goals of the season, it's a freaking hat trick. Not a natural hat trick, though. Carolina, Ottawa. Ottawa beats Carolina in overtime. 2 great teams facing each other. Our next game, I don't know where our next game is. Is it Pittsburgh? I don't know. Our next game is hosting Washington with that hot shot by the name of Alex Ovechkin. So right now, we're 9-6-3. 21 points would not make the playoffs. Atlanta's got, I think, the 8th spot at 23 points. All 4 teams, Florida, Carolina, Tampa, and Atlanta, all have double-digit wins. Only 4 other teams in our conference have double-digit wins. We're not one of them. We're close. Montreal, Ottawa, Rangers, and Devils. Whereas there's 7 double-digit teams in the Western Conference right now. Well, Minnesota is leading Colorado by 2 points for that last playoff spot. And we are not in the goal scoring race. Biron leads in goal. Well, 7-0-1. Biron has yet to fumble. Legacy 11-0 as well. And Ilya Brizgalov, 6 games. He hasn't won 8 goals against him. Even though it's 3-2-1. 3-2-1 last off. So yeah. Yeah, Josie Taylor would soon be traded to Colorado for Apisher. How can you tell? But yeah, things can happen in a blink of an eye. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.